Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hope you all are having a great start to your day. I want to just welcome you, first of all, to what I call Ask Kim segments on the Kim Jacobs Show, or sometimes I'm out just walking and I'm sharing some of my thoughts. I don't always get a chance to share my thoughts when I'm interviewing my guests, because I'm interviewing my guests and it's their thoughts that we're talking about. So I'm glad when I also get the opportunity to just invite you into another aspect of my world. And many times people say, you know, Kim, answer some questions for us. Let us let us talk to you more. Let us learn from you more. Different things that I get requests about, and I know how I balance my day and how things go and how everything is kind of compartmentalized and stuff and structured. So there are some times that I have to come up with more creative ways to be able to connect with you all, not just only when I'm in my seat interviewing my guests. So this is an opportunity for me to connect with you, to just let you know that I hear you. I hear when I ask questions or when you send me emails or text or anything pertaining to how we could better connect with me being your host of the Kim Jacobs Show. And so this is just an opportunity for us to talk when I'm doing some of my morning exercises. When I'm doing my evening exercises, it's kind of hard for me to talk because I'm in like more of an exercise class situation. So I can't talk that much then. I can barely talk when I'm walking right now. All right. So again, good morning to you. Let me know that you're here. The only way I know that you're here is if you type a comment, state your name, maybe state where you're from, where you're coming in from. Let's have a quick conversation. This conversation will be brief, but hopefully beneficial to you all. Again, this is either Ask Kim segment where people have asked specific questions, or I'm just talking to you about some of the different thoughts that I have that God has put in my heart about things. And I just share it with you guys on my morning walk in a way for us to connect. All right, make sure, first of all, that you tune in at 11 o'clock a.m. today because my cousin, Sharonda Banks, will be on the Kim Jacobs Show. And Sharonda is the owner of Naturally Shaboo. Everybody, okay, you'll know why it's called that. I'm not going to reveal it. It's kind of like a show. You do not spoil it before it happens. Okay, so if y'all hear me winded and laughing like, it's because I'm winded. By the time I finish doing some of this stuff and get on here, I'm already exhausted. All right, so listen. Naturally, Sharonda Banks will be on at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And she's going to be talking about some products that she has as well as her journey in life. She's going to be talking about F2 Liturgical Dance Academy and a lot of other things that you don't know about my cousin Sharonda Banks. So we'll be going on a nice journey together to help you put together a piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life as we bring balance to the world, one household at a time. All right. Today we're talking about choices, choosing wisely. Put it in the comments section, choices, choices. Anybody type that? Choices. I can't type because I'm walking and got water and all kind of stuff in my hand. But choices. Type the word choices. Each of us, we have choices that we have to make in life. And how we choose can determine everything. It can determine everything about the outcome of your life. And so I encourage you to know that the things that we do in our life, sometimes in our past, we've done some things and we're like, maybe even when we were younger, and those things catch up to us. And we're like, dog, that stuff right there has some pretty interesting consequences because the choices that we make determine some of the things that happen in the future part of our lives. So when we choose, we want to make sure that we choose what we know is the right thing to do in that particular instance, even if nobody's watching, because that's another important piece. Doesn't matter if somebody's watching or not, We all have something that God has given us inside of our own minds to know what's right and what's wrong. And many times we still sometimes say, you know what, in this one instance, I'm gonna go ahead and do this one thing. And guess what? I don't know about for you guys, I can only speak for myself. Every time, not one time have I done something that I knew I shouldn't have done and got away with it. Never. Okay. So my record, my situation is if I ever, if I do something, I automatically know it's going to come back to bite me in the butt some kind of way if I make the wrong choice. And sometimes we don't even know it consciously necessarily what the right choice is. So you make a choice. I really encourage you, and I encourage myself because I'm going on this journey with you. In the heat of the moment, choose wisely, because that choice that we make is going to dictate some things about our future. Okay, so make sure you choose wisely. Type that, choose wisely. I see you, Chantel Patterson. I see you, Wandra Audrey. Good morning to you. Thank you for going on this walk with me this morning. If you have questions, you can always ask Kim at the Ask Kim segment, Kim at thebalancedoctor.tv, Kim at thebalancedoctor.tv, and doctor is spelled out. Kim at thebalancedoctor.tv. I'll be happy to answer your questions when I go live one morning on the Ask Kim segment. Choosing wisely is critically important. This morning, I knew I have something that I have going on that's extremely important that I have to take care of. And I was like, oh, do I go out and walk regardless? Or do I not walk today because then I'm going to be a little more pressed? Well, guess what? I chose to walk regardless. And the reason I'm choosing that is because I know that if I don't do it now, I already have something I have to do in the evening and I won't get a chance to get these extra steps in. So again, choosing wisely and making sure that if I know that I'm saying that I'm a part of multiple challenges and I want to go ahead and make sure that I'm accountable for the things that I have to accomplish in that 24-hour period, I have to space my time out properly and make sure that I make the right choices. Think about some things in your life that you know you've been presented with, and you're like, what do I do? Call on the Lord and ask for guidance and direction. And believe it or not, he'll help you. He'll help you make the right choice. And most of the times we have that pull, that nag down in our spirit that we're like, now Kim, now Chantel, now Wandra, you know better than that. Now, come on now, get back in your right mind. Now here, listen, there are some things that we decide and we're looking at the different options and the choices. And it's okay to say, Lord, I don't know. Where we may lack knowledge, we can ask for it. Where we may lack wisdom, we can ask for it. And believe it or not, God always directs me to a solution. I've heard when Pastor Jacobs preaches, he'll say, there are no dead ends in Christ. There are no dead ends in God. There are no dead ends. Maybe a detour, but never a dead end. So if there's something that God is directing you to do, to explore, look into it because it's good. The enemy's not putting good stuff down in your heart for you to do. He's putting things that you know you don't have no business doing. So if somebody is presenting and you're trying to hear a thought or a motivational message, an inspirational thought, and it's good and it's going to help your life get better, that's a blessing, y'all. That's not a curse. That's not something you have to wonder about, because even if the person that's presenting it is doing something with ill intent, God knows how to massage that thing to help you with what he was trying to have you get accomplished through that situation. So don't worry about, well, what they try to do to me. Don't worry about stuff like that. All you do is say, Lord, what do you want me to learn from this opportunity that you're presenting to me, if it's for me and if it's your will for me? So make sure that we choose wisely. In life, when I wake up or when you wake up, that day we have a choice. We have a choice whether we're going to have, we don't have, let me be clear. We can't choose necessarily what comes into us, into our minds, into our thoughts. We don't always have a choice as to what's being presented our way unless you have some serious blocking mechanisms in place. If you know, you're like, oh gosh, I'm not about to deal with this drama or whatever. That may give you a good choice in that situation because you already know in advance what the potential outcome could be. But typically things happen and they're like, dog, that threw me off a little bit. I wasn't expecting that. That kind of caught me off guard or whatever the case may be. When things like that happen, hey, Sharika, hey, Wandra, hey, Chantel, and all of you that are on that didn't type your names, welcome to Ask Kim segment. I'm the host of the Kim Jacobs Show, and my channel is on YouTube. I encourage you to encourage your friends. If you've already subscribed, please encourage your friends, your families to come into what I call the virtual studio audience. And in the virtual studio audience, we get a chance to ask, oh, thank you. Thanks. You get a chance to ask questions. Thank you. You get a chance to ask questions, and you'll be able to ask questions directly of the guests that I bring on for that day. And every day I bring a guest on that I believe, whether I know them or not, is not always. I don't know the majority of the guests that come on the Kim Jacobs Show, but whether I know them or not, regardless, they come on and they share tips on how you can balance some aspect of your life to have a better outcome of how you're managing situations, how you're dealing with situations, how you're getting through this thing called life. So today we're talking about choice. And this is a brief moment before my show at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you guys tune back in to run. My cousin is going to be on today talking about Natalie Shu and F2 liturgical dance and her life as a single mother. She's going to be breaking some stuff down for you guys today. So make sure you tune in. Hey, Mary, how are you? Glad to have you here today. You can also ask any questions. I can't type while I'm walking, so feel free to type your questions and I'll be happy to answer them. Or you can also email them to me, and when I go live one of the days on the Ask Kim segment, I will answer the question. Kim at thebalancedoctor.tv. Today we're talking about choices, choosing wisely. The decisions that we make sometimes from our past, they give consequences, and we automatically have outcomes. Even when we're trying to do, people say try because either you're doing it or not. You're not going to try to sit down. Either you're sitting down or you're standing up. You're not trying, okay? And neither am I. So either I'm doing what I say I'm going to do or I'm not. We have to choose wisely. And the choices that we make have positive outcomes or negative outcomes. There's no in between. There's not like, oh, that was just a mediocre outcome. No. It's either positive or it's negative. To me, it's like either hot or you're cold or it's out, period, when you're lukewarm, okay? So, but I am here to tell you there are things that I've made choices on that I don't always feel like I made the right choice. And I'm like, oh, God, I made the wrong decision in that situation. And guess what? God has a way, I believe, of being able to allow us to be restored, replenished, giving us a second chance, not just second chances, sometimes 300 chances. He just has a certain kind of love for us that's different than a love that any other human being can ever have. And he says that, he's not a man that he's going to lie anyway. So he's not going to tell us in his word that he's going to do something. Yes, Sharika, that is the truth. Yes. He's not going to tell us in his word that he's going to do something and then not do it. So remember, every day we have a choice how we're going to embrace that day. Are we going to choose to be happy, or are we going to choose to be sad? Are we going to choose to let life happen to us, or are we going to make some things happen with God's will and guidance in our lives? So choose wisely today, everybody. Hope I've encouraged you. Make sure you tune in at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Kim Jacobs Show and subscribe. Okay, God bless you and have a great day.